Good morning, everyone. It's Cail. I am back. Welcome to the Celestial Realms channel. I know I've been gone for a bit. There's been things going on, but I will talk about those while I work on Magic Potion. And if you've got some diamond painting going on, go ahead and break it out, and we'll go ahead and whip and chill together. So I've got the little doggies are asleep. Let me go ahead and get the Spotify computer notifications. Let's get that going so we have some tunes. This might be a little rough around the edges as far as just like the recording. I've rearranged my studio. I had the reason for the absence is doing some electrical outlet updating in my office so that I don't burn down my house. So, well, I have a lot of things plugged in here, and it's an older home. So, yeah, we were doing that, and it took a little bit of time. We were trying to figure out, just trying to figure out what exactly was going on, and there were just the outlet and the power, so my hubby actually ran a dedicated circuit for the computer and the monitors, yeah, for all of that. So since I rearranged, I'm actually streaming from my desktop and not my laptop, and so it was just a whole bunch of rigmarole and moving around and this, that, and the other. So that's why I've been gone. So I'm back to working on Magic Potion. I have finished this area over here earlier this morning. Of course, I wake up early, so I was doing this morning. And then I'm kind of moving over this way. I'm probably, when I look at what's rolled up to my right, which is the rest of the diamond painting, what remains to be done on this gigantic diamond painting, I would say I've probably got about maybe like a quarter of it to do, somewhere around in there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work on this little area here, and the reason why I have it kind of set off here is because up here is this black, and that's a lot of multi-placing. So I'll probably do here and then go over here. I finished the little butterfly and everything down that way. You can see it on the picture of it. Point this way, this way, this way, this way, down there. I knew it would be rough. What can I say? It's been a while. I'm also still suffering from allergies. We did get a bunch of rain after the summer drought that we've been in. After the summer drought that we've been in, it finally rained, which was very nice to see. Let me see what this looks like. You can see what I'm doing. My hand in the way. Yeah, I've kind of got like a little different setup here. I've got my drafting table. I'll get back to the rain in a minute. The drafting table is now in front of the window, next to the desk, which is that way. Yeah, it was crazy for about like a whole entire week. My office is just torn up. I had stuff out in the living room. Oh, it was crazy. Yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to get used to, like, I had to readjust all the lighting. I don't know if I'm too close to the microphone, how loud it is. We'll just have to see how that works out. I did do some audio tests before I got started this morning. It seemed to be okay. I turned myself down a little bit so I wouldn't be too loud. But we'll just hope that it works out okay. And just, you know, as a public service reminder, I am not a professional streamer or YouTuber or audio person or video person. So, yeah. Thanks for understanding. Okay. So anyway, so back to the rain. Yay, rain. Thank God for rain. Where would we get our drinking water? Yeah, not from condensation. So, you guys get to look at my little wrinkled hands. So that's old age. Isn't that fun? It rained here about 8 inches in a week's time. It was crazy. So we went from no rain for weeks and weeks to 8 inches in a week. It's very typical Texas weather. It's fine. I'm used to it. I've lived here long enough. Even though I am an East Coaster, I'm not a native Texan. Okay, I think that's it for this color, which is at 315. Is that backwards, upside down? Do I need to flip the camera? This is on the right. Let me see what happens if I flip it. I told you it would be rough. Let me go down here, go to the camera, go to settings, the hay layout. If I flip it, there we go. Oh, there, oh. Wow, what a miracle, man. Technology. Love it. Oh my gosh. I'm losing my mind. Okay, so I'm done with this. So anyways, I'm sure that all of our trees and plants and grass, which is half dead anyway, or I don't know what happened, half damaged, are particularly happy. Where'd you go? That we got all that rain. So, especially the trees. Okay, what do I want to do next? Let's do... Let's do 208. So hopefully we won't get like another 8 inches. Just needs to be just steady, steady rain. Does that look better? Now my right hand's on my right, left hand's on my left. Duh. So let's see, what else have I been up to aside from looking up electrical solutions for my spouse, because we did have an electrician. I don't like this one. Where'd it go? We did have an electrician come over and give us an estimate, but they were talking about, one of these had a little hole in it. Well, now I can't find it. And it was about, for all of that work in the house, because they wanted like a house surge protector and all this stuff, whatever. So he was wanting to charge like $2,500 for all this electrical work, and we're like, I don't think so. So my hubby bought the whole house surge protector and put that on the electrical panel by himself. Good job. And then he got a roll of wire and ran it from the panel in the back of the house upstairs in the attic and over to my office. And then he cut a hole in my wall, which I was mortified about. But it is behind the pegboard. I have pegboard. I have like some white beadboard along the bottom of my walls in here, in this room. So it's not just regular sheetrock. It's over the sheetrock. And then above that, over in the corner, I had my hubby put some pegboard. And so when he was doing the electrical work and needed to put the I guess, find the fire block or something to run the wire down from the attic. He cut a hole in my wall, but it's behind the pegboard, so you can't really see like that he did that. So once he was done running the wire, installed the 4 outlet box, got everything working, and tested the power and the circuit breaker. It's a 20 amp circuit breaker, so there shouldn't be any problems with it from here on in. And put the pegboard back up, got everything hunky-dory. So the reason why this all happened, where it all started, oh my god. Okay, well, what do I know? So I basically flipped the daybed and the desk around different sides of the room. So I had the computer and everything plugged into a surge protector on the wall, on the opposite wall, right? And there were no problems. I don't remember there being any problems. But when I switched it and plugged everything into the outlet on this wall over here, I was like, okay, good, everything looks good, everything's all hooked up. So I decided I would just sit at the desk and kind of admire, oh my gosh, admire my work, right, and setting everything back up. And so I touched the capture card for the switch for when I do my game streams, and it was warm, and I'm like, what the hell, right? So okay, where was I putting this? Oh my god, I just lost it. Oh my god. So so I moved the switch to look at the hub, because I had a skinny little hub where I had all these USB things plugged in, you know, a camera, you know, whatever, not the switch, the capture card, I don't know, oh, the stream deck, yeah. So I look, oh, there's where I was doing that, it's stupid. So when I moved the switch, this little puff of smoke came out of the hub. I almost had a heart attack, so I like quickly unplugged everything. And I was like, oh my god, am I about to burn down my house? And that would just be it for me if I did that. So I told my hubby, and he's like, what the hell? And he's like, you have too many things plugged in here. I was like, well, I know that, but, you know, I need them all. I need them all for, you know, various different reasons. And so let's get number 5, which is 152. I'm reaching around the camera. And so that's when the whole thing started. Get the electrician in here, give us an estimate, and then start figuring out, you know, what we actually really needed to do, because the electrician was kind of giving us like some extra things, because he did a whole house inspection or whatever, which is fine. And so then we started talking about the money part of it. And we're like, yeah, it's, you know, Christmas is coming up, we don't want to do that. So talked to my brother, he talked to a friend, so we're getting all this input on the situation, how we can resolve it without spending a fortune, but be safe at the same time. And so we finally figured out that what we needed to do was just put the computer, you know, kind of like just add some power to the office on its own like dedicated circuit. So I have 4 plugs there. The surge protector has like where you can plug in 20 things, but I don't have that many things plugged into it, like maybe 5. And then I spread out, oh, sinuses, I spread out the other electrical items to the other outlets so they're not all on one. Got rid of a lamp that I wasn't really using that didn't need to be plugged in here. And so just did a lot of kind of downsizing on the electrical stuff and so on and so forth. I made it all a lot better, a lot safer. So once he was finished doing all that, because I had to take the desk and the computers and the monitors and everything out of the office to get them out of the way so he could do what he was going to do. Oh gosh, I think he's calling me. But he's going to have to wait. Let's see. Yes, that's him. I'll send him a message. So finally got everything let me text him. I'm gonna put streaming, a little smiley face, so he doesn't call back. He always calls around this time of day. He should know that I could be streaming. So anyhow, got everything back in here, got everything reset back up, re-plugged in, tested. The surge protector that I have actually has kind of like status lights on it, so you can see when it says like ground, that it's grounded, if there's a fault, all that kind of stuff. Hey, get back over here. All that kind of stuff will show up on the little, you know, light alert lights or whatever. So then my next thing to do, once I got all that done, and now you can see why I haven't been streaming, because there was just so much to do. Once I got all that done, it was like, okay, I want to turn on my computer. I'm going to turn on my computer. I'm going to be really brave. And I sat there for like 10 minutes and just stared at it, because I was so worried about what could have happened during whatever that electrical issue was. So thank goodness I turned it on, it booted up, everything was mostly okay. So I have a white mouse that's kind of like, it's got like little LED changing color thing on it, and it came with the keyboard, so kind of like a match set, you know, with the little LED lights. Kind of cute. I really like the keyboard. I like the way the keys feel when I'm typing on it. And the mouse was okay. It wasn't, you know, wasn't like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite mouse. But, because I'm used to using Logitech, because I've worked in an office for so long. So, everything was working except for when I would, oh, and by the way, I bought a new hub that's got like little individual on-off button for the individual ports. So I'm going to deal with that other hub. I threw that one in the trash. So the mouse would work for like 10 seconds and then it would just stop moving. Like it would just stop working. I'm like, what the hey is going on? So I figured that that's something that got fried. Then a couple other little things. I had a light, a LED light that was for the desk area, and I went to turn it on, and it gets power, but the lamp won't go on, like the light won't go on. So I was like, okay. So the one I'm worried about is the capture card, because that's what was worn when I picked it up, and I haven't tested it yet. I'm so worried to do so. I'll probably do that later on today. Now that I finished setting everything up, I can actually stream again. By the way, speaking of, let me go over here. Yeah, I still got the sniffles. All these windows open. I have these windows open. Let me go over here. Let's see if it's actually showing up in my little YouTube studio. I want to check this chat thing. Let me pause myself. I'm going to type in the chat. Do my little test. See if it shows up on the little widget. I don't see it. Oh God, I hate this thing. That one is called Stream Chat Viewer. I don't know why things it just never wants to work. Go to settings. It says YouTube. If I hit refresh, I don't know. Oh, there it goes. Oh, the font. What the hey? Let's go to one that you can read. Let's just do Calibri. Why is my thing red? I don't like that. Change the color. Oh, yeah, how about purple? Well, at least it's working. Make the font a little bigger. Okay, well, cool. Well, that works. Cool, cool, cool. Actually works. I'm so cynical these days. And things that don't work get on your nerves, or people just not doing their job right. Trying to order food or, you know, whatever. Let me just get this last little diamond on here. So today it's sunny, but it's chilly. It was cold this morning. It was like 25 degrees. It's typical weather. Texas, just one day it's warm, the next day it's freezing. So on Sunday was miserable. It was so cold, and I was like, we usually do our grocery shopping on Sunday. I said, I don't want to go out there. So of course my husband knows me so well, and he's like, I'll go to the grocery store. You don't have to go. And I was like, cool. Because last time I went to the grocery store, I nearly like killed somebody, because it's like, I just literally like almost lost my cool there. Okay, it's Sunday morning. This is a grocery store, a major chain grocery store. I won't name it at the moment, although I might later if I get ranty enough. So we're shopping. There's a bunch of people in the store. They're doing their, shopping on Sunday mornings, like, normal. And they have no cashiers. And the only thing that they have open is self-checkout. Now, you have to understand, in my job life, I worked in an office a lot, but I've also done retail. So I know what it's like, and I know how to run a store. I was a team supervisor at Staples, which is basically an assistant manager without the title, and I was a supervisor in the paint department at Home Depot. So I know how it goes. But I'm like, why don't they have a cashier? Like, I don't work here. I do not work in this grocery store. Why should I be bagging and scanning and bagging my own groceries? Like, I don't work here. You don't pay me. It's like, are you going to give me a discount on my groceries for scanning and bagging and checking myself out? Like, do you get like a discount? 5% off, whatever, right? I don't know, fuel points, whatever, you know, some kind of benefit to have me do this. But no. So my husband's like, calm down. I mean, it's just like a serious pet peeve. It's like, what the hell? You know, get somebody in here who needs a job, who wants a job, and have them be your cashier on Sunday mornings. You know, maybe like you know, I don't know, an older person. It doesn't really matter. Just somebody who needs a job and wants the money. And oh man, I missed. And you know, will do the work. So I mean, it gets on my nerves. It's like I don't want to do this. I don't work here. Forgot a couple here. And come on, get out of there. It's just aggravating. I think these corporations just try and rip you off on everything. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, we know you don't work here, but we're going to have you bag your own groceries. I should have asked for the manager and been like, hey, what's up with no cashier on a Sunday morning when people were grocery shopping? See what they said. If there was even a manager. I mean, there were lots of times I was the only one, you know, managerial in a store. Other than Home Depot. Home Depot has a lot of different departments. So there's usually several supervisors on duty. And they take turns. Well, I don't know how they do it now, but back in the day, everybody that was a supervisor took turns being a manager on duty. That was when you carried the phone with you in your apron. You got to hear everybody's complaints. Walk all over the store. Yeah. So anyways, I'm not happy about that grocery store thing. I don't think corporations should rip off people any more than they already are. And we all know that they're doing it. They're always like, oh yeah, it costs more to make blah blah blah, so we have to pass the cost on to you. But we know that that's not really necessarily true, because we see their profits when they do their statements and quarterlies. So yeah, it's going to be a ranting, bitter old woman in the grocery store. But I kept my quiet and just ranted when I got outside. And my husband was the lucky recipient of listening to my rant, which he's heard numerous times because every time I go in there, yeah. So I've actually told him, it's like, I don't want to go to that grocery store anymore. So we've been kind of trying out a couple other ones. I mean, you know, first of all, being a cashier is not rocket science. Just have to smile, be friendly, help people, and check them out. And, you know the store, know the products. Just be able to provide good customer service. Okay? You know? It's not difficult. And there are people who like being cashiers. And just give them decent wages, decent benefits, and they'll be a good cashier for you. Don't treat them like dirt. Show them some respect. And there you go. Just like, you know, any job. Like, treat people nice. And the other thing that actually, I'll add this one last thing about that stupid issue anyway. I mean, like, does the grocery store company actually believe that we're stupid, that we don't realize what they're doing with the self-checkout thing? You know, like Target, Walmart, all of them. Big Lots. Is Big Lots that one? No, maybe not. Maybe not Big Lots. But you know, like, do they think that we're not so stupid that we can figure out that they're just trying to rip us off? I hope they don't think that I'm that stupid, because I'm not that stupid. I can clearly see what's going on. Just like in the typical corporate, I mean, you know, I worked in a corporation. You know, when you work in a corporation, you get to see behind the scenes. If you're self-aware enough and you keep your eyes open and your ears open, you get to hear like all the little things that people are doing that the, you know, public doesn't see. It's totally not cool. It's like that with politics. It's crazy what goes on behind the scenes. So let me get these leveled out a little bit. So let's see what else is going on. Not much really. I did quite a bit of work, diamond painting wise, on the Aquarius by Josephine Wall. I'll probably do another stream on that now that I'm able to stream again, and hopefully it's working and sounds okay and so on and so forth. Maybe I'll be able to do a little stream on Aquarius. I haven't touched Bubble Wall. Oh Lord, my voice. Water alert. Ice cold water. I don't know if that will help or not. I haven't touched Bubble Wall. Let's see what else I have going on. I did spend a little bit of time in the sunroom before the rain like totally hit us, and worked on the witch's study room, which is out there, because that's kind of where I'm keeping it. The other one, the Welcome Home, I think it's called Welcome Home. Yeah, I think I've only diamond painted on that one time since before the electrical incident. And I finished Bittersweet. I need to put it in a frame, seal it and put it in a frame. I think so. I got Magic Potion, Aquarius, Bubble Wall, the Witch's Study Room, and Welcome Home. So that's 5. So I'm trying to do a big push here to get Magic Potion complete. So I can probably use a whole bottle of sealing it up. It's so big. And then get it hung on the wall. I don't know. It's so big. I don't know how I would like frame it. I was thinking of maybe having my husband make something, but I don't know if it's actually, like, if he can do that. I was thinking maybe like take like a thin, almost like a piece of trim wood, and cut it, and then I think they call it mitering, you know, that angle cut, mitering the corners, and trash. And then I could maybe attach it to like the edge. I don't know. I have to figure it out. I could just, if he gets it just, you know, plain wood or whatever, I can paint it white or black. One of the two. So that the colors like really stand out. But I'll have to see if I can figure that out. But if I can't figure out any kind of framing for it because it's so big, and I'm not going to spend, you know, $100 to frame it. I don't know how much it would cost to frame it. Say like at Michael's or someplace. Then I maybe just, I don't know, trim the edge trim the edges off and just tack it. Tack it on the wall. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But yeah, so I'm just doing this final push to get this one done and out of my hair. I've been working on it since I think March or May. One of the two. So I want to really get it done. And then I'll go ahead and probably do a big push on the Aquarius and try and get that one done, and then move on to Bubble Wall. I want to call it Bubble Flower. I don't know why. People did call it Bubble Flower. I don't think that's what it's called. It's Bubble Wall. Okay, let's see. So I got all the hearts. So that whole thing about Matthew Perry passing away. I mean, I knew that he had had issues. Just the equal sign with addiction, and of course, you know, my son was an addict and passed away from that. So they were talking about Matthew Perry, rest in peace, Matthew Perry. Talking about it on the TV, and he was, I guess he did the interview with Diane Sawyer, and he said that his therapist, when he was walking out from his session, do I want to use this one? Or his therapist told him, it's not your fault. And he stopped. And he was like, what? And the therapist told him that this whole addiction thing wasn't his fault. And I just immediately, like, my mind went straight over to my son and how I used to tell him that it wasn't his fault. You know, he didn't choose to be an addict. I seriously doubt that anybody chooses to be an addict, you know, like miserable. Who would want that? I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy. You know, and the thing is that you never know, like, who's going to become an addict. Because there's people who can drink, socially drink and whatever, and they don't become alcoholics. There are people who have tried, you know, recreational drugs or whatever. They don't become addicts. They just decide not to do it anymore or whatever. And some people, it just hits really hard. And that whole thing with Matthew Perry was just, it was just, I mean, I just got tears in my eyes immediately when he said that the therapist told him that it's not your fault. You know, because my poor son, he just couldn't do it. So his, let's see, June to July, August, September, October. So it's been 16 months since he passed away. That was on October 22nd. That's his anniversary date. And then the little puppy, Rosie, she had a birthday on, I think, the 20th. So she was a year old. She's so cute. So my husband, this man, he loves this dog. He just bought her a little Santa dress for Christmas. Now, she looks really, really cute in it. Okay, I'll give him that. But she doesn't really like wearing outfits. I mean, she just doesn't really, she feels like uncomfortable or something, so she gets real stiff and she doesn't want to walk. And then she finally, like, kind of, I guess, breaks into it a little bit, and then she's like, okay, I can do this for a little bit, but, like, y'all don't leave this on me too long. It's hilarious, but she looks so cute. So anyway, so he got her that. I told him, it's like, it's not Christmas yet, why are you getting her that? And then he got her a little sweater for outside, because sometimes he'll take her for a walk. And I mean, the little thing has, like, no body fat, really super short hair, so she gets cold really easy. So then he also got her a little, like, it's not a sweater, it's like a little shirt, I guess, kind of just to keep her a little warmer, like, during the day. I mean, I keep the house, when I have the heat on, it's at 74, because I'm not going to freeze my ass off. I know some people have their heat set at like 68 or whatever, but those people are penguins. So I can't do that, and I refuse to do that. So I keep my heat at 74. So it's okay in here. You know, man, I still got my little booties on, and sometimes I'll put on a sweater if it's like really cold outside. But the house normally stays, you know, pretty good on the temperature. It doesn't really fluctuate or anything. It doesn't get like super cold in here. But she gets chilly, so that little day sweater, I guess that's what I'll call it, day sweater, will be good for her. Take a sip of coffee here. So let's see what else has been going on. Went out and cleaned up the yard. When it was actually cool enough to do that, before like the rain started, we went out there and cleaned everything up and swept and blew the leaves, and he did the grass, and I trimmed all the plants and flowers and bushes and so forth. Just kind of got it ready for fall. Oh, and the other thing he did, so the way that the electrical in this house, I mean, I don't know, geez Louise, these people. So the kitchen is on the back side of the house, and it's on its own circuit breaker on the panel. So we've got, there's 3 plugs for 3 plug outlet things for the counter, you know, the toaster, coffee maker, whatever. Then there's the light switch and the disposal and the refrigerator. So all of those are on the same circuit breaker. I think there's a 15 amp, it might be 20, maybe it's 20. But there's a plug on the outside wall on the other side of the refrigerator, and that's where the pond, all the stuff for the pond was plugged in. And every once in a while it was just like too much of a load, and it would just trip the circuit breaker and the fridge would go off. I'm like, oh my god. So I think the electrician wanted, like, I don't know, $1,000 or something to put the pond on its own dedicated circuit, and my husband's like, I don't think so. So he went out this weekend. When did he do it? I don't know. Last weekend? And he went out there and he put in a new circuit breaker and took everything that was plugged into the pond, so the little air stones, the 2 filters. Let's see, there's the filter on the waterfall, and then the DIY filter that he put together that does like 3,000 gallons an hour or something ridiculous. The air stones, and then there's something else. I think there's a filter in the center of the pond with the little, like the little fountain thing. So pretty. So he dug up, we have flagstone back there. So he dug up the flagstone. He put the new circuit, the new line underneath it, buried the hose that goes from the faucet to, you know, so he can fill the pond up after the water evaporates. So he did like all this work, and then he put all the flagstone back down, leveled everything, and now the pond is not on the same circuit as the kitchen. So we shouldn't have that issue anymore. Thank goodness. So yeah, so there's a lot of electrical stuff happening here over the past week or so. You know, my husband's not an electrician. I mean, he knows about electric stuff. I mean, he's a heavy equipment mechanic, so he knows about it, but he's not an electrician. It's not his favorite thing to do, that and plumbing. But anything like carpentry related, he can do without a problem. He used to build houses out in California, and he's like, I'm gonna see if I can figure this electrical stuff out. And he did, he figured it out, and he realized, it's like, you know, it's not too bad. I might do some more electrical work in the house. I'm like, okay. Because basically we've done a lot of remodeling, but we hadn't like done the electrical stuff. He had replaced some of the outlets from the 2-prong to the 3-prong. But like, you know, I don't know about them being grounded, and 2 of the outlets in the kitchen had like reverse polarity. I don't know what the guy did who remodeled this house, but he was an idiot. And I guess he just didn't do the electrical. Okay, do I want to continue with this? Let's get these little ones right here. Let's put them here. So I think the way that the house is wired, we've got all 3 bedrooms were on the same circuit, which is really ridiculous. Oh, and I think the living room's on the same one. So now that he kind of knows, I guess, what he's doing, so to speak, he said he'd probably go and finish up replacing all that stuff and redoing it, rewiring it. I'm like, okay, cool. Go to town, have fun. Let's see what else we got here. So this right here is the top of that bottle that I did. That's real pretty. My arm all covering the camera up. Well, I've got the all the drills are like up that way, sitting on the drafting table. They reach over. We did go to the Texas State Fair before it left. I'm not a fan of crowds, but when my husband asked me if I wanted to go, and I kind of gave like a little disappointed look, I could kind of see like he was kind of bummed out about that. So I was like, okay, I'll go. But we couldn't be gone too long, you know, because of the puppy or whatever. So I'd say we were gone probably like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. We took the train. We took the train from my city into Dallas, which is where they have the Texas State Fair at the Cotton Bowl in Fair Park. And of course that part of town's kind of ratty, but we had a good time. Walked around. It wasn't as bad as I think we went last year. I don't remember going last year, but last year is kind of a blur after Devin passed away. He said we went last year, but I remember, but I think it was the year before, but I could be wrong. I could be. Yeah, that's kind of weird time warp thing. So we had a good time. The train was fun. I always love riding the train. I'm a big train fan. And let's do these like this. By the way, I love this diamond painting pen. This with the flat edge. Awesome. Probably end up buying another one. Maybe a purple. Purple one. So we took the train. So you get on the TRE. I think it's called like the Trinity Railway Express, the TRE. Then you transfer over to DART, which is the Dallas Area Rapid Transit, something like that. Ate a corn dog with mustard. And had some funnel cakes. Saw some cows, very Texas. Cows and sheep. Had a lot of people watching. Then my feet started to hurt because I'm old. Feet started to hurt. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go back home. We gotta check on the puppy anyway. And our daughter came with us. One of them. The other one's still not talking to us. Whatever. Drama. And try not to reach through the camera. So we had a good time. She bought a bunch of, she went crazy shopping, but she had a good time. So I was glad that we brought her along with us. We kind of did that for hubby's birthday, which was at the beginning of the month. So speaking of the month, happy Halloween to anybody who's celebrating that. Or happy Samhain to my fellow pagans out there. Actually, I'm a weird combo of I'm not a pure pagan. Is that a term? What am I doing? I'm not a pure pagan. I'm kind of like, let's cut that up here. Let's do this one. I'm a, if I had to describe my spiritual path, I'd probably be a esoteric Christian pagan Kabbalist or Kabbalist. Kabbalah. But not the Jewish Kabbalah. More like the esoteric. Not Rosicrucian. I don't know. I just have a kind of very eclectic spirituality. So I know that it's Samhain. But I've studied, I was raised Methodist. Well, no, let's see. Hell, started off as Catholic, Puerto Rican Catholic, and at some point my mom switched us over to Methodist. I don't know why. For some reason we didn't talk about it. And then I became a teenager and went through like serious teenage angst about life, and decided that I was just gonna, why is this one a different color? Get out of there. So I decided that I didn't believe in God or anything, and I was just going to be an atheist. So, I don't know, freaking teenagehood. And that lasted for a long time. 10 years? 15? And I forget, how did I find it? I don't know, maybe in one of my self-help books when I was dealing with my depression and trying to get over it. I came across A Course in Miracles, which is not a spiritual path per se. It's kind of like spiritual psychotherapy. So I got into that, and I still study it. So, I mean, the author is Jesus, so it's a channeled work. But I just love the what it has to say. And then in between doing that, I got into paganism, like the earth religions. I studied Celtic shamanism, which is fascinating. And then I also was a member of kind of like a magical order, like the Golden Dawn. I was a soror, a sister in that. That was like really rather fascinating, and I learned a lot. I've also actually delved into Enochian magic, and holy crap, don't mess around with that if you're not ready, because that stuff is like, wow. Like, let's just put it that way, it's like super intense spiritual, psychic energies going around, but very cool, but nothing to play with. This one for this. And then I took a class, or a few classes, through witch school, and I was part of that Cailleian Wicca, and I also took some other classes somewhere else, but just a lot of different varied delving into different spiritual paths. I've studied Zen and Buddhism, just learning about it, and it's rather interesting that most of them say the same thing, just in different ways, and there isn't one that's just right, or is the only way. At least that's my opinion. I think that's one of the things that used to bother me about, like, strictly Christian. That's why I'm more of an esoteric Christian, is because there's, more things out in the universe than Christianity can explain. My computer's trying to go to sleep. Wake up. Yeah, wake up so I can keep an eye on the screen. Thank you. So, yeah, so I've got like a really bizarre spiritual path. So, I used to get into not big fights, but arguments with my mom. She couldn't understand. She's like a fundamentalist Christian. And, we would get into these arguments until I told her I didn't want to discuss religion with her. Like, yeah, I'll come over and visit with you, but let's not talk about it. Let's just enjoy each other's company and agree to disagree. So, she never really accepted it, but she did respect that I just didn't want to talk about it with her. It's like, we'll just end up arguing, and you're going to try and pressure me into becoming a pure Christian. And my spiritual path is just kind of the eclectic mix of things. So, sorry. Can't do it, Mom. So I have a brother who is a Southern Baptist. Lord have mercy. One day he told me that we were talking about religion. He said it's going to be really sad when I go to heaven because you won't be there. I was like, serious? Oh my God. I was like, okay, why wouldn't I be there? Like, isn't everybody going there? Isn't that like what everybody thinks? Unless you're an atheist, right? It was hilarious. I was like, well, that's pretty sad. Is it that discriminatory? Oh gosh, that was funny. And I was so one of my rebuttals was, heaven's not a place, it's a state of mind, it's a state of being. It's not really like a place, like, you know, an address on the earth. You know, this is hilarious. Okay, let's see here. What am I doing? The plus sign. My sinuses are acting up, so I feel myself just like getting just like super clogged up. I can hear it. I guess after this I'll have to break out the Flonase, the Claritin. Oh, and the other thing that I've been doing in the evening, so I've been doing like diamond painting in the morning. Because it's easy, just wake up, come on in here, turn the TV on, put the news on or whatever, and just diamond paint for a few hours in the morning. And then when I get tired of being in here or start feeling cooped up or just need a break or whatever, and I'll go out into the living room, and then I'll do cross stitch. So I'm working on, let's do these here, this way. I'm working on I think it's 18 count fabric. I don't know why I did that one like that. 18 count fabric, and it's a Amy Brown piece of art. I don't know if I have a picture on my phone. It's really pretty. I did go ahead and order the 25 count fabric for the Once Upon a Fairy Tale. Let's see if I uploaded it. Let me see. Yeah. So I'll show you the can I show you on my phone? So that's the piece of art by Amy Brown. It's called the Dragon Charmer, and I'm up over here in this area. So I'm using Pattern Keeper to keep track of the pattern, and I've done 1.6%. So there's like 78,000 stitches in here, and I've done almost 2% of it, which is up here. I started in the upper left hand corner. So yeah, it's really, really pretty. Then the other one that I'm going to do, I'll show you. Get up to the picture. So you buy these at these patterns at Heaven and Earth Designs if you want to cross stitch, or turn it this way so you can see it bigger. So this is Once Upon a Fairy Tale. This one's going to be on the 25 count fabric, but this one, since it's going to be so big, I think it's like 30 by 24 inches, something like that, 30 by 22. I'm only going to cross stitch this in a half cross stitch so I can get it done a lot quicker, because I would probably be like 90 years old by the time I finish stitching all this. But it's gorgeous. I mean, it is gorgeous. It's got a dragon, guy with armor, that wise owl, and princesses, and castles, books, you know, guys fighting. It's so cool. The dragon ship here, little building. Was that a mermaid? Is this Once Upon a Time? This is just so cool. See the book, little treasure. Is that Robin Hood? Rapunzel? Yeah, it's gonna be, that's cool right there. Mesopotamian, I think. So yeah, so I ordered the fabric from Heaven and Earth Designs, which is where I got the pattern. So I'm just waiting for that to come in. And I already have the thread because that both projects actually use fairly similar colors on the thread. I did have to get some additional thread for the Dragon Charmer. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. So usually in the evenings, while we're, you know, just chilling after dinner, I will sit there and cross stitch, because there's really no, like, I can't bring the diamond painting out to the living room. I mean, I could bring maybe one of the smaller ones, maybe like Welcome Home, but you know, then I gotta bring all the drills and you know, the tray and the pen and the wax, and set everything up on the coffee table out there, and I gotta kind of lean over, and it's just not, oh, and I have to bring the light pad, so it's not really super comfortable to bring everything out there, unless I intend to stay out there for a, you know, length of time, like maybe on Sunday when I'm watching football, and I'll bring my diamond painting out there then. But I picked up the cross stitch to do that in the evenings, and I just leave it out there. I don't do that here in my studio. I just leave it out there, and I just pull it out. I have my little tablet with the Pattern Keeper software on it, and just, you know, try and get a few hundred stitches in every day so that I can actually finish it. I don't have the fabric on a big frame or anything. It's just on a small, well, a medium-sized cross-stitch hoop, embroidery hoop. I do have a wooden frame, I don't know, that I may use for the bigger piece of work, because the Dragon Charmer is like, I think it's like 18 by 21, the fabric, and the design is maybe 16 by, I don't know, 28, I don't know, it fits on there, but it's not a gigantic project. I might try and actually do some streaming of that, maybe just a couple here and there. I'd have to figure out, I have my laptop out in the living room, and I have another camera. This music's so chill. Take a nap. I'd probably do a little streaming. I might feel a little awkward, just in the sense of, why are these like sticking together? Oh, that doesn't even look like the same color. I'll just stick this in here. Because I do watch some cross-stitch streams, and their stitches just look so nice and neat, and then I look at mine and I'm like, And then I think about it, like, do I really want, do I really want to stream these sad looking little stitches? But I mean, they're not bad, but for some reason, you know, theirs just looks so nice and neat. I know part of it's just like my vision because I'm older. Let's see what the heck I'm doing. Okay, let's see. I think only about an hour and 10 minutes and the dogs are still asleep, so let me try and get, let me do these number 2s. And then I desperately need to go, these are ABs. Desperately need to take some medicine. So that I can decongest. Plus I haven't eaten all day, so I'm thinking maybe, time is it? 11? Maybe I'll make myself a salad. My husband made some homemade chicken soup, chicken vegetable soup. It's really, really good. We had some last night for dinner. And then he made some chicken salad. So maybe I'll have any more number 2s. Maybe I'll have some chicken salad and a regular salad for lunch. Not too much, I don't want to eat a whole lot. Then I'll be too full by the time dinner time comes, and I won't want to eat dinner. And then I'll be hungry at 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, so maybe that's what I'll do. And then I'll probably finish up the diamond painting for the day. And maybe go out into the living room and set up and do some cross stitching. I do need to check the capture card, but maybe I'll just do that tomorrow morning because I've been up since, here's some number 3s, let's do that real quick. I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. These are also ABs, but just a darker yellow than the 2s. Yeah, so I've been up since 4, and normally, so what's that, 7 hours? Start getting like sleepy, and I do need to eat. And actually now I'm like starting to feel hungry. Uh-oh, one fell off. Get over here. Come on. Oh Lord. And I just put the tweezers away too. It's like, oh, you're not gonna need those. Yes, you are. That's how life works. Okay. Let's go 4. So if anybody's watching, I do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Help my little baby channel out. And we got some more 3s in here. I'll finish those up another time. So tomorrow I'll check in the morning. I won't be scared. I'll test my capture card in the morning and see if it's working. If it is working, I'll probably do a Animal Crossing live stream, and then because the one I did before, the sound, the audio just like cut off. And there was nothing, there was no alert or warning or anything that told me that the sound cut off. So when I went back and I was getting ready to upload or whatever, I was listening to it and checking it out, and it was like, well, what happened to the sound? So I had to delete that one, which sucks, because that was like an hour and a half of effort. So it's really discouraging. So I will go ahead and check that out tomorrow, test out the capture card, and then I'm also waiting for a new tripod stand for the camera. The other one that I was using, it's kind of the little tripod feet take up so much space on my desk. It doesn't really fit there the way I laid everything out in the new layout. So I ordered another mount for it, stand for it, so I'm waiting for that to come in. But I can probably maybe just use the other one temporarily till that gets here and do a game stream. And then I've also started playing again Disney Dreamlight Valley. I decided I would give the game another chance. It's, you know, I just have to not let my OCD get in the way of picking crap up off the ground that spawns and just work on the quests. So I just got the lady with the from Encanto. I forget what her name is. So I got the lady from Encanto, and then I got Olaf. Olaf is so cute. He's so cute. When I found him, he didn't have his arms or his little buttons or his nose. It's like, oh, the squirrels took him. So yeah, so that was really cute. So I've been playing that also in the afternoons and the evenings. And I know that they've got they did the big announcement where they're not going to be free to play, and they've got an expansion pack coming out. So my main issue is that it's on the Switch and the performance is a little iffy. So I don't know if it's got if it's cross-platform, cross-save. So I'll have to look into that and see. You know, maybe I can. I don't know if I would want to start over, but if I could bring my game save over to the Steam Deck, maybe, you know, that would work better. The performance would be better. I know the graphics would be better, but maybe the performance would be better. So I don't know. We'll see. So anyhow, and if you're here and you're lurking, that's fine. Thanks for watching again, and come back and see what I'm up to now that I've got my electrical issues out of the way, reset up for streaming my diamond painting and my gaming, and I'll probably try and figure out how to do a cross stitch whip and chill. That'll be interesting because it's a whole different, you know, movement, like with your hands and so forth, needles and thread, and just like probably like a different flow. So thanks for being here. Have a great day. Have a great week. If you don't, you know, stop in again. You know, be kind, make the world a better place. We really need it. There's so much going on. It's really super crazy, and a lot of people are unhappy. A lot of people are struggling mentally. So help each other out, be supportive, you know, try and be the best that you can be, because the more people that are the best they can be, the more that the world will be a better place. So I hope that you have a great day, great evening, great week, and I'll see you next time. And thanks for watching. Be sparkly.